And joining me now, psychologist Wendy Walsh. Good to see you, Wendy. This is an important part of covering this story. Tell us about what sort of stresses people are facing or are likely to face in a situation of isolating or with this pandemic having to go to work. They're two separate stresses, I guess.
You know, everybody experiences anxiety in different ways. And for many, it's a low-level background anxiety, kind of worried about who is this invisible enemy? Will it come to our home? Or I'm not worried about getting the illness. Maybe will I get enough food or toilet paper for my family? And so as a result, it can affect everything. Your motor skills, your ability to type, your ability to drive, your ability to monitor your emotions when it's other things. I ended up yelling at my daughter for something unrelated because I was just feeling this low-level anxiety. So I think the most important thing is we need to realize it's normal and we need to take charge of it a bit.
And give us some tips. What are some coping mechanisms in this situation, particularly if you are isolating?
Well, there's two things to consider as adults in the home. One is if you have children or teenagers in the home, you have to create structure for them so that the world feels very normal to them. But before you can do that, you have to get some self-control yourself. And that may mean simply going out for a walk, taking a bunch of deep breaths, doing some mindful meditation, becoming aware if you're stress eating, for instance. Here people are stocking up on food, hoping that it'll last them 2 weeks. And at the same time, they're eating every moment, stress eating at the same time. So get a grip on it by lowering your heart rate, taking a break, and knowing that we'll all get through this.
You touched on something that's interesting because it's befuddling to me. I mean, toilet paper, people hoarding that sort of stuff, literally fighting over it in the supermarket. What does that sort of behaviour signal?
Well, you know, at the heart of our ancient neurochemistry is a desire to problem solve and survive and adapt to environments. We're here today because our ancestors were really good survivalists. So when it comes to times like this, we have to do something, right? And we're told to just sit tight and do nothing, which is very difficult. So people are thinking about the most basic necessities and almost hoarding them because that's just sort of the trigger that has just gone into action as they become survivors. It's perfectly normal.
It also occurred to me that, in a way, it's good it's happening now and not 30 or 40 years ago because you do have the benefit of FaceTime, you have the benefit of Skype and so on, which allows you to have a continuity in a way, if not in person, through technology of family and community.
It's so true. And I really encourage people to reach out to their family and friends or even neighbors a block away using technology. We can now telecommute for our work. The kids can do their studies online. I'm wondering after this if we will ever need to go to schools or workplaces ever again, because we're going to get really good at it with this test.
And something else that you said too, you said there is an upside. You're being given the gift of time. You finally have the time to do the things you've been meaning to do.
There are lots of things we can do with this time. It's the gift of time. Take your kids, teach them your grandmother's favorite recipes. Go to the garage, do that do-it-yourself project you've been meaning to do. We've got a big jigsaw puzzle out on our coffee table right now. Do a board game, read some books, spend some quality time with your family. This is why we work so hard, so we can have these moments. Look at this time as a gift while we simply just wait and see.
It's good advice, for those who perhaps aren't getting paid on sick leave and things like that. There's a whole bunch of other stresses, but some good advice there. Wendy Walsh, thanks so much.
Thank you.